This is Mental Health Monday on the Sparkles blog. So I wanted to dig deep today because it's been so much going on. Like just this year alone, it's been like a crazy year. So it's been a while since we spoke because previously it was Millicent, and
Hmm.
so I'm like, let me go and check in with you. I haven't seen you in a while. So the serious topics that's been coming up have been about suicide and just unexpected deaths. So that's what I wanted to touch on today. So what we can do, I'm going to give like just some statistics of like previous statistics over the previous years, and then I'll just get your feedback on what you've seen as you being a therapist. So thank you
Okay.
for joining me today. And if you want to introduce yourself again for them that do not know who you are.
Okay. Well, now I am actually Dr. Cicely Williams.
Okay,
Um,
doctor.
So I'm a mental health therapist. I am the owner of G&J Counseling in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Owner and lead therapist. That is me.
Yes. So congratulations. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I did see the post that you are now doctor. So
Yeah, thank you.
congratulations. You stayed dedicated, honey, because it's a lot of hard work. So I am proud.
It was. But I made it. I'm so glad I made it to this point.
Right. Right. So I did some research and on the global statistics, the data from 2025, deaths per year was 49,316 in
Mm.
2023. And I was just like, oh my God. And this is from suicide alone. So I was just like, oh my goodness, mental health is very important. And I spoke about it previously that a lot of people do not like talking about it, like
Right.
publicly. They want to keep it in or they're ashamed. Like, I might look weak. I've heard that from guys before. Like, I don't want to talk about that. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. When, they're holding it in, it's not healthy either. And then
Mhm.
it's a lot of younger people committing suicide, and it's just sad to see. And then this year it's been a lot of that as well that I've seen, and then in my personal life people that I've known have done that. So I'm just like, we need to get it out there more. Like mental health. Also it says it's one death every 11 minutes, so that's deep too. The second leading cause of death with youth between ages 10 and 34 is suicide. And then the third leading death between the ages of 15 and 19 are the young adult impact of suicide. And suicide attempts, it said that it was 1.5 million attempts in 2022.
Mm.
Have you dealt with any clients that had those thoughts? How do we see the signs? Like, is there anything that family could do? Because they say it's hard to, get those people that are stuck on like giving up. It's hard to get them like out of the funk. I've heard as well if they're not getting like professional help. Some people can't afford it. They're ashamed, anything like that.
True, true. So, I guess in my career, I haven't had to deal with suicide a whole lot. I have experienced it, but
Right.
I haven't had to deal with it a whole lot, I guess, because of the settings in which I've worked. But I will recall when I was a school-based therapist, I had a client, he was in sixth grade,
Mhm.
and he did commit suicide over Thanksgiving break.
Mm.
And for me, as the school-based therapist, seeing him one time per week at school, no, I didn't see any signs. I
Right.
can't say if his family saw any signs or not. Um, he was grieving. He was grieving the loss of someone. And like during that week when school was out is when he made the choice to take his own life.
Yeah.
So, you see the typical things like you do an internet search or whatever. What are the warning signs? And I'm not saying that these are wrong, but these are kind of just standard signs all across the board. You
Right.
see somebody who is they all of a sudden become happy. after they've gone through a
Yeah.
depression or a battle. They start talking about being a burden. They start giving their things away. They start talking about not wanting to be here anymore or something
Right.
like that. So yeah,
Right.
those are some of the signs, but so those are some of the very surface and common signs. And if we as professionals can just go to the internet and Google that, a person contemplating suicide can go to the internet and Google that as well and know exactly what to do and what not to do.
Right, right. So I did have a few of those that were on that website. Tips to prevent like suicide, those that are going through depression, to have open and honest conversations with family. A lot of youth, they're like, I'm not telling my mama that she gonna think I'm crazy or she gonna send me somewhere
They're
or
gonna put me in the institution,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and it's a lot of stuff going on in schools that we do not know about. Like the bullying has gotten out of hand. It's not the typical bullying like, "Hey, you're this, you're this." They're getting, you know, they are
And
not
it,
how they were back then these days.
yeah, it is beyond me how kids will so freely go tell another kid, you should kill yourself.
Yeah,
Like that's just, you didn't think twice about that and you just moved on with your life. They don't understand the impact of a statement like that.
right,
And I honestly don't feel like a lot of kids understand that death is not, I mean, it's permanent. It's not a
right. It's
decision you
not
make one day.
temporary. You can't come back
Yeah,
from
you
it.
come back the next day. They don't
Yeah.
understand how real it is.
Yeah, yeah, true. And then it says to limit the access to firearms or weapons. I've seen a lot of children killing themselves by accident. So that's like just a tip out there, period. Like
Of
keep
course.
those weapons locked up. Like you just never know what kid is seeing what. It's a lot of shows out there, crime shows. I watch a lot of crime shows, and it's just crazy how it's just freely out there. Just but it's also it's good and bad with the shows now because they show the impact of suicide and accidental deaths, but at the same time, it shows out there that's just just freely teenagers with guns just having them at school in their backpack.
Mhm.
So that's very important too, just for safety reasons as well. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like saddened about all these accidental deaths with these babies grabbing guns so they see them on the table or on the counter and killing family members by mistake, playing
Yeah.
with guns, period. So that was
Mhm.
another tip. And then also to commit to care. So that's where you step in, doctor, and get that professional help. Are there programs that we should know about, like for those that just can't afford it, no insurance, things like that?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, if that's something that you're dealing with suicide, there are different places if you need inpatient that you can send someone and they'll do sometimes pro bono or things like that. A
Okay.
lot of times you might have to step outside of Arkansas for some of those resources. Arkansas is kind of limited in some of those areas. But a lot of therapists in this position, like I guess more so private practice, they have more of the option than maybe some of the bigger agencies to take on clients pro bono. Sometimes clients, I mean, therapists will do that. But you do have agencies, they have different grants that they can provide to different families or that are indigent clients. They have different grants. It's asking those questions, not being
Right.
ashamed ask those questions. If
Yeah,
I
you gotta get uncomfortable to speak out.
if you need
And keep
help
it
and
called
someone,
in.
yeah,
Yep,
and
I agree. Also it said to join support groups and engage in or encourage physical activity.
yes, physical activity is always good. You know, that helps to alleviate depression sometimes as well. When you change your physiology, just kind of getting up, walking, exercising, moving around, whatever the case may be, but not just allowing yourself to lay there in bed or on the couch or whatever it is that you're feeling that day. So that can help.
Yeah,
Also, work groups seem to be far and few, you know, like especially in the area that I am. I'm more rural down here in Arkadelphia, and I don't know of anything down there. But in your area, like Little Rock, there are probably some
right.
areas or groups up there.
Right. I've seen a lot more on social media as well, like Facebook. They have so many groups now that I didn't even know they had. But it's like just support group for this, support group for that. So I'm actually like I'm impressed with the groups that they're coming out and even on different platforms that we didn't even know had that type of stuff. they have pages that that is dedicated to that topic. Um, so it's just a matter of getting up and wanting help, really, for me,
Mhm.
because you gotta want it. You can't give
Exactly.
up, and you gotta have like a support system because some people don't have families that'll push them to get out of that depression or suicidal thoughts or whatever. So back to this statistic with that age group, like the teenagers, it was the third leading cause for young adults. Just from a personal story standpoint, when I was 17, I was 16, I had to move to DC out of nowhere. Um, my stepdad had a job offer, and it was okay, we're moving. And this was in middle of high school. And I was just like, I'm not moving nowhere. Like, I can stay with my stepmom. I was like so against it, so against it. So when I moved there, hated it. We had to wear uniforms in high school. And I was
Uh-huh.
just over that automatically when I found out we had to wear uniforms. People were so different, not friendly, just rude. And it was just a culture shock really for me. And it was me and my siblings, and I have a sister that's 2 years younger than me, and she had her room across from me, and she'll just always, check in on me because I'm like, I hate it here. I hate it here. And just freshly moving, you think, oh, you'll get over it. I never got over it, hated it the whole time I was there, and we were there from 2000. Well, I was there from 2008 to 2012, and I was 17. It was senior year. Didn't have no prom date. Didn't really have friends that I knew were like truly friends. It was just friends I had to make along the way just to be okay with living there. And it was a suicide attempt to where I was about to jump out the window because we had like um a tall. Sorry if I get emotional, but we had like a big house with like 3 stories, and went to the window and just wanted to jump out. And my sister actually caught me by my ankle.
Oh,
So
wow.
she pulled me back in and she just held me. And I was just like, I hate it here. And like my mom, she didn't know how serious it was, but I started writing letters. When you start writing letters and opening up more, that's when it got deeper. So after that I was admitted to it was it was like one of those hospitals where teenagers go for those reasons. And the
Yeah.
whole time I was there, I was like, I feel like they're just doping me up because I felt just high all the time. And then they kept you in the actual building if you were like a suicide attempt. They wouldn't let you go outside at all. So you had to stay in because they felt like it was a risk of wanting to actually kill yourself. After that, it just got to the point where I just had to keep checking in with family, checking in with family, checking in with family. And eventually I just decided to move back to Arkansas. So that what really drew me to just move back to Arkansas because I just feel like I need to be around family and friends that I were used to. And I just always encourage people after that happens just to speak up, let people know that you're not okay.
Yeah.
um, Reach out to them, talk to them, and I started doing like groups, like support groups after that, and it just ended up helping me more and reaching out to old friends that I was cool with in high school, and I did start therapy more on Zoom. So I started on Zoom, and once I started doing that more, it helped me because I was more into journaling at that time. So the more I wrote it down, the better I felt because it's like, okay, I'm getting it off my chest, or I can talk to someone about it. So now with my therapist, we check in every probably twice a month now. She's like, "You're doing great. You're pushing through because it still comes and goes. Depression really never goes all the way away. But just the more I talk about it, it just feels better and getting outside more. Because people say, now you're a busybody." So I'm like, I can't help it. It just helps me. And I like to shop to get out of the funk sometimes. It's like my therapy So
Okay.
everybody has their own way of like getting out of it or whatever. So now it's like that thought never comes around my mind ever now because it's just I have a reason now. I have my daughter, so that helped a lot. Helped a lot by having her, and then just overall speaking about it more and not being ashamed about it. So that's my personal story I wanted to share just for anyone out there that probably is thinking or dealing with it. Like, just never give up. That's my little tidbit on that one. So what encouraging, like, let's say, quote or memo do you live by just by getting up each day and just moving on with the day?
Hmm. Well, I don't necessarily just have a quote, and it might not be all that encouraging, but I am mindful about what I say or what I allow myself to say to myself in the day. Regardless of how I'm feeling, if it's not, if the day don't feel, I'm just not feeling it. You know
Right.
how a lot of people be saying, life be life and things like that. Only thing I will say is life. I don't say anything else with it because I don't want to put anything out there, attract anything negative to myself. And
That's
so it makes me mindful and aware of what I'm saying and how I can make changes that can kind of control how the day goes. It's kind of a
right.
choice.
Right, because
Mhm.
you can wake up, have a great day, and then it ends up being crappy. It's like, oh well, life.
So really, you
That's
just
a
got to
good
be
one.
mindful. You got to be mindful of what you're saying to yourself because, we believe the majority of what we tell ourselves, regardless of what other people around us are saying. So
That
you
part,
got to
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be on top of what you're saying to yourself.
right,
And I want to say this as well. You had mentioned you got to be willing to get the help, being open about it. You had to start talking more about it and just being open with yourself and other people. And I also want to challenge the other people that's out there listening. Be a cover for somebody. Be somebody's shelter. Don't be so quick to judge or like you
right,
had mentioned
right. People are
there.
so judgmental these days.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't have time for this. I got my own thing going on. We all have our own thing going on.
Right,
But
right,
take minutes out of your day, your week, your month, just to try to be there for somebody else and just be a cover. You don't even have to come with anything encouraging. Just
right.
listen, just be present, cover them, and don't talk about them to anybody else. Keep their information and help.
The people
Yeah,
need their safe space. And it's apps
exactly.
out there as well. There's many free apps out there just to have you in the moment. Meditation apps, those help.
Right.
Therapist gave me a whole list of them, and I'll share the link. This is posted once this is posted. But she gave me a list of different apps that she used with her patients and clients. So I will share that as well. And just for Mental Health Monday, we're just encouraging everyone just to get outside, get some air, feel the
Yes.
vibes, stay positive, stay positive, and just keep going because I know it is hard out there. So be strong, y'all, and don't give up. So thank you for joining me today, Doctor. So we'll give
Mhm.
you your your shout out. I'm proud of you. And also we can check in every other week for Mental Health Monday if that's all right with you. And we will be posting on a Sparkles blog every other week for the other topics. So we do have Trending Topic Tuesday, Wind Down Wednesday, Thursday, Freaky Friday, Spotlight Saturday. So whatever your vibe is, just check in and thank you again for joining me. And we will see you soon.
More to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.